Hey guys, what's up? So first of all, a little disclaimer. I'm not using the situation in any way to get views or anything like that. This is just strictly my opinion on it and what I think has been going on these past couple weeks, month. So this all really stems from Logan Paul's Suicide Forest video. I'm not going to go into great detail, just that Logan Paul went to Japan and he went to the Suicide Forest and he basically found somebody hanging from a tree. And he's been getting a lot of criticism for it. Me personally, I think both Paul brothers are a waste of space and air. I think that we could have really just dealt all year, gone the whole 2017 with it the way it was, without the Paul brothers, like at all. But because of the hate and the criticism, there's lots of speculations that his manager wanted to start a scandal with another YouTuber who is known to be very out there. I've watched this YouTuber for years, since I was, maybe I want to say 12 or 13 I've been watching him, on and off, just randomly. Sometimes I'll forget about him, and then I remember, hey, this guy exists, and he's pretty funny. He's very, he likes to push the envelope, basically. Anyways, so, and that YouTuber would be Shane Dawson. So in the midst of this whole Logan Paul thing going on, it comes out that Shane is a pedophile. Shane has for many years done podcasts, and back in the day when he would do when he did his podcasts, being the way he is in the prime of his success, he was, like I said, very push the envelopes. He still does. His humor was definitely darker than it is now, but it's still very much there. But he would make jokes about just different things, such as back in the day he had characters that were very much loosely based and were kind of like stereotypical black people that you would meet. Now, he never did this to say that that's how all black people are. He has always said that those characters were based on people he knew. And those characters just happened to be Steezy, which was a kind of stereotypical rapper, black guy type of person. And then Shanae, which was more like the ghetto girl type of girl that you would find in your neighborhood. Mixed with kind of like a chola, because she had like a Sharpie drawn eyebrow, so. And then he also had his mom character, who was kind of like an alcoholic mother, and then he had his Jewish aunt, who was very, very, very crude. But again, these were all people that Shane based his characters off of that he knew. He also knew somebody who went and wound up killing their uncle, and who was very mentally disturbed. But that didn't mean that he went and he made a character like that. But back to the whole scandal thing. So like I said, in the midst of all of it, I guess Logan Paul's manager didn't want any more of that, like, the news to be focused on him. So he paid this, I don't know if it's a drama channel or what, but if you went back before the channel was terminated, if you went back and saw that there was a lot of stuff that they would talk about that had to do with scandals and everything in YouTube, like they made a bunch of videos about Jacob Sartorius, and, just a lot of stuff. They basically paid this person, I think it was like $6,500, to stake claim based on a joke that Shane made back in the day, 6 years ago, about pedophilia, that, it would take the heat off of Logan, which it technically did. But then after it went out and people were coming to Shane's defense, people who know him and people who've watched him for years, such as myself, they released a video saying, it was the same video, they just changed the title, that said, I think Shane Dawson is a pedophile, here's my proof. After that, they deleted that video, and they came back with proof that it was linked to Logan's manager. They uploaded an email that was sent to them from Logan's manager saying, hey, you know, Shane made this joke, start a rumor, you know, that he is a pedophile, and that, you know, so that way, you know, the heat would be taken off of Logan, essentially. Now, at the time, I don't know if he knew it was Logan's manager, but people who, you know Logan and who know the manager, know who he manages, I guess they just kind of put two and two together. Personally, I think that's kind of shitty, that instead of going to your client's defense for what he's done, for him to, you know, accept the consequences of what he's done, you would much rather start drama for somebody else who's completely innocent. You know, if this were true, if Shane really was a pedophile, why didn't this come out years ago when he was, you know, the way he was? Because his cousin was a reoccurring person in his videos. She was in his videos from the time she was maybe about 9 to about 13. And so, you know, why didn't anything come up then? You know? Why weren't these accusations brought up then? There were accusations of him being racist because he did blackface often, you know, and also, like I said, because of his characters, you know, they were basically racially profiling black people, so there were those accusations. But where were these accusations when his cousin was, there was a video, it was like a Maury type of Teen Mom type of spoof, and she was, his cousin was kind of dressed like Shanae, and she was pregnant, and she was, you know, going off saying, you know, like, just random stuff that only Shane could think to write. And so, like, where were those accusations then? You know, and then they want to throw his ex-girlfriend and his current boyfriend into the mix because they have baby faces. Hell, I would much rather that my significant other had a baby face because I, like Shane, look like a garbage cat. You know, I mean, like, why? Because then that makes people think, what is this good-looking person doing with them? You know, type of thing. So, because they would make you look good. But yeah, no, this is definitely, it's dumb. To be honest, it is. You know, I would much rather, if I were Logan's manager, I would much rather be the one to say, you need to take responsibility for what you did, because, okay, now if I were Logan, if I were somebody, hold on, I hear Luna wanting to come in. It wouldn't be a video of mine if Luna wasn't in it, right? Hello. Okay, she's gonna eat breakfast. So, anyways, let's do this. Guys. Okay. If I were in the situation Logan was in at that forest, and I saw that, I wouldn't have even turned the camera around to show people. Not only because, you know, if my audience were as young as his, but just out of respect. I, at that point, would have said, okay guys, well, I'm going to have to end the video here, or just completely turn off the video and then explain at the end what went down, what was going on. But no, he kept filming, and then to make matters worse, he thought that it would be right to kind of cope with the situation by taking shots of sake. Miss. Which, I mean, I understand, like, something like that. You need a drink after you see it, but you don't show that to your fans who are underage. Hey, to cope with a shitty situation like this, this is what you do. You drink. No, that is not what you do. People do cope with things like that in a different way. That I understand. But out of respect for not only the victim, but for the family, I would have, you know, stopped filming right there and then, but not him. He continued to film, and then say how, and then at the end and at the beginning put a disclaimer that this actually happened. Okay, my theory is, what if this guy had, committed suicide, an hour or so before they got there, or the day before, and this person's family had no way of knowing? They would have had to find out through the video, which was posted the next day. The very next day. Again, in that kind of situation, I would have not uploaded it until I knew from not only the police, but just from your manager, morals, that it was okay. And because everybody's attacking Logan for it, his manager, again, wanted to take the heat off of him by starting something with somebody else. And because Shane has so many haters on YouTube, such as Onision, yeah, I'm going to throw him into the mix. You knew it was going there. He figured that this would go down well, that nobody would come to Shane's defense. Well, yeah, guess what? Onision did, of course, jump on it, and he said in the live stream that he had told his wife, months ago, that he had a bad feeling about Shane. And I'll be honest, Onision has no room to talk, because over the years he's had accusations thrown at him for being a pedophile as well, because there has been times where he has tweeted for his fans to send pictures of them like in a bikini or in their underwear so he can rate their bodies. And his fans are underage fans. They range from, I want to say maybe 10 to about 16. I'm not exactly sure of the age range, but they are underage. He is already well into maybe his mid-30s. That is being a pedophile right there. So what I'm going to say to that, and I hope Onision maybe sees this, is, dude, it takes one to know one. So, nobody goes around, he goes around accusing Shane and everybody else of being a certain way because of things they do. But yet nobody goes around calling him gay or anything because his wife is, I think she's either bisexual or gender fluid. So, nobody goes around, calling him gay or anything like that because he's married to somebody who's like that. No. Yes, there's been accusations to try and get their kid taken away from them, but he has said in videos that CPS went over to their house and they basically debunked all those claims, saying that they're perfect parents. That's fine, whatever. You can be a perfect parent, but then you can also be a pedophile, which is what you are, Onision. And then you want to go and accuse of other people of being a pedophile? So before you go and accuse somebody of this, think of not only one, their audience, but two, how much of that audience has been watching them for years? And then the people that know them, the big YouTubers who have come to his defense that know him, Philip DeFranco, Glitter Forever, Jacqueline Glenn, Bobby Burns, who he just did a video with, bringing him because Bobby Burns was considered a hater. And then who else? Let's see, there was Bobby Burns, there was, I'm sure there's other people that I may have seen, but those are just the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. They have come to his defense because they've not only worked with him, but they personally know him. So you have to think, not only are you accusing somebody with a big fan following of doing something, but you're then bringing his friends into the mix who also have big fan followings, who may have seen videos with Shane in them when they did collaborations. So therefore, you have now half the world going after you, saying that your accusations are false. So, yeah, So there you go, guys. That is my view on it. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's all stupid and it needs to stop. Really, it does. I mean, and then there's people who want people to stop hating on Logan and to leave him alone. Like, seriously, I saw a video that I could have sworn it was like a Chris Crocker remake. Leave Logan alone! No, we are not going to leave Logan alone because we know the truth, because what he did was stupid. And what his manager did essentially was stupid. So, yeah, you can cry and plead all you want, but it's not going to stop because he's still doing all this stupid shit. So, yeah. Alright, guys, well, I'm going to go. And, yeah, if you want to, I'll try and remember to put a link to Shane's video, and you guys can decide for yourself what you want to believe, because he does, at the beginning of the video, play a little bit of the clip that is in question. So you can decide who you want to believe, whether it be Shane or Logan's manager. So, yeah, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.